When you play the Game of Thrones, you
Subscribe and like.
or you die. There is no middle ground.
Alright, hello YouTube, and welcome back to the Grease Goblin YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about why did Ashara end her life, or did she end her life in general? Because there are a lot of theories that people suggest she didn't actually end her life, and that she's still living maybe with Howland Reed. But before we get into the video, if you guys like to like, subscribe, and comment, please do. Helps the channel reach other people that might like this content as well. And let's get into it. So Ashara, for me, is a character that I think killed herself for a couple reasons, right? You look at who she hung around with for the most part. You look at how old she was and how mature at this point she was, and a lot of things kind of start to add up for why she would want to end her life. If you look at a couple things, right? Her brother had just died, right? The Sword of the Morning, Arthur Dayne, had just been killed. Or if you believe he's not dead, I mean, you can go that far too. I don't personally believe in that theory, but if you do, that at this point would be kind of not there. But for me, I don't believe in Ned and Ashara either, so that's where I'm going to take this theory. If you believe Ned and Ashara are a thing, then, you know, this theory would go completely different for you. But for me, I am someone that believes in R plus L. I always have. So for me, I think Ashara is dead. And I think she killed herself more along the lines of, if you look at her companions, right, the people she was around, like I just said, with Arthur Dayne being killed, Rhaegar being killed, you know, Elia being killed, you know, with her children, a lot of, you know, Ashara Dayne's kind of companions at this point would be killed. And you're looking at somebody that was a very young kind of age, an impressionable age, it makes sense for going into this deep state of depression where really you kind of come into this mindset where all of my friends died except me. And I think you pile on to that. I think she did have feelings for Ned. I don't think it went really a lot further than that. I think they did have some sort of connection. And Ned going back north and probably never seeing Ashara ever again. Ned giving, you know, Ashara kind of that talk that, you know, I'm married to Kat now. We can't be a thing. I think that could have been the final straw that ended up breaking Ashara alongside of her brother dying. I think that is the big reason why she ended up killing herself. I think there wasn't a lot for her really to live for at this point, and she's, to me, a very tragic character, right? And maybe she is, you know, alive in the normal story at this point, but for me, I just don't see the point. I don't see narratively why we keep her alive. She's not a major character for the most part, in my opinion. She's very much a minor character. She's only, I believe, referenced 6 times in the entire 5 books. So that's only about once a book. So for me, if you're looking out of like 5,000 to 6,000 pages of work, and she's only referenced, what, 6 times? She's just not a character that was that big and that important, in my opinion. But I could be wrong about that. I could be wrong about all this. It could be Ned and Ashara, and, you know, Arthur Dayne could still be alive and all that stuff. But for me, what is Ashara's relevance to keep her in the plot, right? If she is Jon's mother, I don't see what that does for Jon's story, right? I don't see how that makes his parentage really big, this whole thing, right? Because yes, maybe he is the actual Sword of the Morning, possibly, maybe. Nah. It just seems way better and thematically better for Rhaegar and Lyanna to be his kind of father and mother. And it would make way more sense for Ned, right? Because my thing with Ned and Ashara is, I think the reason Ned didn't want people talking about Ashara in that way is because I think what people will be saying is that Ashara was kind of this, you know, side hoe for Ned, and that, you know, Ned kind of just used her and then left with her child, and then that's the reason that Ashara ended up taking her life, because I think Ned did have feelings for her, and I don't think he wanted people talking badly about her in that kind of way. So when you look at it from that context, I think there are a lot of reasons why Ned would want to kind of cover up and not have Ashara's name smeared like that later on in the story. Now, maybe this could be him trying to cover up that Jon, or Ashara's like the actual mother of Jon. But my thing is with that is, if people are already guessing that, right, and a lot of people are already saying that Ashara is Jon's mother, why would you even cover it up at that point? Because it's like so many people already kind of are figuring it out and kind of understanding that that is the kind of mother of Jon. it would make complete sense. And then narratively also, we hear about Rhaegar and Lyanna way more, and they are way bigger influences in the story, even though we ever never meet those two characters. They're in the past. We hear them all the time. While someone like Ashara, we just don't hear about. So for me, I think it makes narrative sense that Ashara would have killed herself in this situation. I think if you look at everything surrounding Ashara at that point, it makes sense. I don't really see any reasons for why she should re-enter the story. Maybe because she knows a lot about Jon's parentage, like with Howland. But again, you already have Howland to do that. And if Ashara is with Howland, I don't know. I mean, you already have so many characters that are going to kind of reveal that Jon is going to be someone else's kid, or at least Ned and Ashara, something like that. And then you also have people already probably with Howland Reed and Galbert Glover and Mage Mormont that are saying Jon is going to be legitimized as Jon Stark. Sorry, I don't know why I said Snark. And that he is the heir to Robb. So for me, I just don't see what Ashara would add to the story if she was kept alive to this point. But I don't know. It could be possible. Let me know what your guys' theories are for why Ashara ended her life, or maybe why it was covered up and that Ashara could go into hiding and stuff like that. But again, I don't really see why Ashara would need to go into hiding. Right? Like, why her having like this bastard with Ned is not a good reason for her going into hiding. Like, it's not. The only way I can see Ashara going into hiding making sense is that if she knew that it was Rhaegar and Lyanna that was the mother and father of Jon, then it would make a bit more sense on the fact that she knows, and if she was ever maybe questioned by Robert Baratheon, or this ever was found out, that could lead to really big repercussions for Jon. That is the only reason I would see that Ashara would need to go into hiding with Howland. But outside of that, I don't see it. I don't understand why you would do this whole elaborate plan to keep Ashara alive and all that stuff when her life wasn't really in danger. So I don't know. That's my thoughts on Ashara's death. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye, guys.
If you think this has a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention.